Welcome back to the channel, friends. Today is a beautiful day, but honestly, I am still recovering from the absolute madness that just aired on our screens. I need to vent, I need to scream, and I need to unpack every single second of this with people who actually get it. Let's dive right in. So let's set the stage for a second, because my brain is still trying to process the sheer scale of what just happened. We have Joe Fitzpatrick, bless his trusting, innocent heart, staring down the barrel of a gun held by the man he thought was his loyal partner, Nathan West. We have Cassius Faison, the imposter who has been wearing his dead twin's face for months, holding all the cards and a direct kill order from Ross Cullum. And then we have Jen Sidwell, cornered, desperate, out of options, about to be completely wiped off the map. And what does Sidwell do? He doesn't beg. He doesn't cry. He drops the mother of all soap opera bombs right in the middle of a hostage situation. I am your real father. I mean, come on! I actually screamed at my television. The sheer audacity of this man. He didn't just try to bargain for his life. He completely shattered Cassius's entire reality in one breath. And he didn't just say it, he pulled out a piece of paper, a DNA test, to prove it. A DNA test? In the middle of a life or death standoff. Where did he even get that? Does he just carry it around in his pocket for emergencies? Ah yes, in case of impending assassination by my secret son, break glass and reveal paternity. Like, the logistics of him having that document on him right at that exact second are hilarious, but I don't even care because the drama is just too good. But wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's talk about Cassius. Can we please talk about the acting in this scene? Give that man an Emmy right now. We have watched this guy play the cold, calculating, untouchable villain for months. He slipped into Nathan's life, he fooled everyone, he took brutal orders from Cullum, and he did it all in the name of the mighty Faison legacy. He wanted to be the perfect son. He wanted Liesl Obrecht to finally look at him and see a true Faison, a worthy heir to Caesar's twisted criminal empire. His entire motivation, his whole reason for doing all these horrible things, was built on his desperate need for family validation. And in 5 seconds, Sidwell stripped all of that away. You could literally see Cassius breaking down in real time. The gun shook. His eyes went wide. If he isn't a Faison, then who is he? He's just a pawn, a tool, a guy who stole a dead man's face and ruined lives for absolutely nothing. The psychological collapse was brutal to watch, and honestly, I kind of felt bad for him, which is crazy because he's a total psycho who just threatened to shoot a cop. But that's what this show does to us, right? They make us care about the villains by giving them these tragic, identity-shattering moments. Because think about it from Cassius's perspective. His whole life has been a lie. He was raised in the shadows, brainwashed by the myth of Caesar Faison's legacy, desperate for a scrap of validation from Liesl Obrecht. He thought he was royalty in the criminal underworld. And now, the man he's supposed to execute is standing there telling him that his entire existence is a punchline. That he isn't the heir to a mastermind, but the spawn of a desperate, cornered fugitive. It is Shakespearean tragedy-level stuff, guys. It really is. And let's talk about that DNA test for a second. Are we really supposed to believe a piece of paper produced by Jen Sidwell? I know some people on the forums are loving this twist and taking it at face value, but personally, I am screaming at my screen. This is a soap opera. DNA tests are never right the first time. Remember when they tried this years ago with other characters? Yeah, it didn't work then either. Anyone with a printer and $5 can fake a DNA test in Port Charles. We have seen people hack into the hospital database, swap samples, and forge documents more times than I can count. Sidwell is a master manipulator. He knew exactly what buttons to push to save his own skin. But what if it is real? Okay, contradicting myself here, I know, but I'm figuring this out as I type. Think about the timeline. Liesl Obrecht has always been incredibly shady about her past. Caesar Faison was a monster who controlled everything and everyone around him. What if Liesl actually had an affair with Sidwell? What if Faison found out and decided to raise the kid, Cassius, just to torture them both? Or what if Faison never even knew? The implications are massive. If Liesl knew Cassius wasn't Faison's son, why didn't she tell him? Why did she let him worship a monster? Okay, back to the point. The immediate crisis is the standoff in that room. Cassius has a gun pointed at Joe Fitzpatrick. Cullum ordered Cassius to make sure Sidwell does not walk out of that house alive. But now, Cassius's loyalty is completely fractured. Why should he listen to Cullum? Why should he protect the Faison legacy if he isn't even a Faison? Sidwell has successfully brainwashed him, or at least paralyzed him with doubt, using nothing but words and a crumpled piece of paper. It is a masterclass in psychological warfare. This changes the entire trajectory of the storyline. We were heading for a standard, bloody shootout, but now we're looking at an identity crisis of epic proportions. Cassius is a loose cannon. A man with nothing to lose is dangerous, but a man who doesn't even know who he is? That is terrifying. Will he shoot Sidwell out of rage for lying to him? Will he turn the gun on himself because his reality is broken? Or will he actually team up with Sidwell to take down Cullum and get revenge for being used as a pawn? I am praying for Joe Fitzpatrick right now. Joe is just standing there like, guys, can I put my hands down? He is the ultimate innocent bystander caught in the middle of a generational villain soap opera trope. Joe knows too much. He knows Nathan is Cassius, and now he knows this insane paternity secret. Cassius cannot let him walk out of that room. But maybe, just maybe, this paternity bombshell distracts Cassius long enough for Joe to make a move. If Joe dies because of this family drama, I am going to be so mad. Let's zoom out for a second and look at the writing. I have been watching this show since 2015, and I have complained loudly about the pacing of this imposter storyline. It felt like it was dragging for months. But this is the shot of adrenaline the plot desperately needed. It takes a standard bad guy gets caught scene and turns it into a deep emotional character study. It makes us question everything we thought we knew about the Faison family tree. It completely flips the power dynamic between Cassius and Cullum. And what does this mean for Nathan West's history? My brain is literally short-circuiting trying to figure this out. If Cassius isn't Faison's son, and Cassius and Nathan are twins, does that mean Nathan wasn't Faison's son either? Do you see what I'm saying? If Nathan West was actually Jen Sidwell's son, that rewrites decades of show history. We all remember the trauma Nathan went through dealing with the fact that Faison was his father. The fear that he would inherit that darkness. And now you're telling me it might have all been a lie? That Nathan was actually a Sidwell? The ripple effects of this one line of dialogue are astronomical. Maxie is going to lose her mind when she finds out. Liesel is going to have to answer for this. How could Liesel let Nathan live in fear of Faison's genetics if she knew Sidwell was the father? Or did Liesel genuinely not know? Maybe she thought they were Faison's, but Sidwell secretly did a DNA test years ago? I am spinning so many theories right now. I need a whiteboard and some red string to connect all these dots. But again, we have to consider the source. Jen Sidwell is a criminal. He is cornered by a man holding a gun. He knows Cassius's weak spot is his desperate need for family, identity, and a place to belong. Sidwell could have easily forged that DNA test just to buy himself a few more minutes of breathing room. It is the ultimate Hail Mary play. And honestly, I kinda respect the hustle. If you're going to go down dropping a nuclear bomb that ruins everyone's day. It's such a classic villain move. So what happens next? Cassius is standing there, gun trembling, his world shattered. Cullum is probably sitting somewhere waiting for a confirmation text that Sidwell is dead. Joe is sweating bullets trying not to make a sudden movement. I think Cassius is going to snap. He's not going to kill Sidwell, not yet. He needs answers. He's going to drag Sidwell to Liesel and demand the truth straight from his mother's mouth. And that means Joe Fitzpatrick might just survive this night because Cassius has much bigger, much more personal fish to fry. Or maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe Cassius shoots Sidwell anyway because he refuses to believe it. He might just close his eyes, pull the trigger, and decide that he is a Faison. Reality be damned. But that wouldn't be good TV, would it? We need the messy, tear-filled confrontation between Cassius, Liesel, and Sidwell. We need Liesel to dramatically confess her sins in a dimly lit room at Windermere. We need Cullum to realize his perfect, obedient assassin has gone completely rogue and is now hunting for the truth. I am so here for rogue Cassius. Think about it. A Cassius who is no longer bound by the ghost of Caesar Faison. A Cassius who realizes he was just a tool for Cullum and the WSB. He could become the ultimate wildcard in Port Charles. He could burn Cullum's entire operation to the ground just out of pure spite and heartbreak. I love a good villain redemption arc. Or at least a villain turns on the bigger villain arc. If Cassius teams up with the good guys just to destroy Cullum for using him, I will cheer at my screen. I know I'm rambling, and I know I'm probably getting way too invested in this, but this is exactly why we watch soaps, right? For these moments where the rug is completely pulled out from under us. We complain, we vent, we threaten to stop watching when the storylines drag, and then they hit us with, "I am your real father," and we are locked in for another 5 years. They got me. GH writers, I tip my hat to you. You got me. But seriously, if they kill off Joe Fitzpatrick after all this, I am rioting. That man just wanted to eat candy and listen to grunge music in his car. He did not sign up for Maury Povich, Mobster Edition. He deserves a medal, a promotion, and a very long vacation after this shift. He'd better make it out of that house alive. I'm gonna wrap this up before the sun comes up because my fingers are cramping, but I desperately need to know what you guys think. Is Sidwell telling the truth? Is the DNA test real? Or is this the most desperate, brilliant lie in Port Charles history? And what does this mean for Nathan's legacy? Drop your wildest theories in the comments, because I need to talk about this until the next episode airs. We are in for a wild ride, you guys.